here. Maybe where this First National Bank stands today, one of the other banks ahead of us. Sort of interesting. Still the downtown commercial center of Milwaukee, roughly the spot where he established the trading post in 1818. Hey, if you're out front, can you guys see Gertie the Duck? Take a look at that raised bridge deck. Look at the right side of the raised part of the bridge deck. Look underneath it. You might see a statue of a duck and a duckling. Those of us on the starboard side, we're going to get real close. I'm trying to reach over you here, right on this sort of half pillar. If you're up top, you might see Gertie the Duck. Don't worry, those of you on the port side. I'm going to point out Gertie the Duck on the way back. There was once a real Gertie the Duck. I'll tell you the story of the real Gertie the Duck on the way back. All right, passing into the Vagabonds Avenue Bridge. Once we clear the bridge, let's take a look off to the port side, off to the left here. Look at the bridge behind us as we drift away from it. You might notice the odd angle of the Wisconsin Avenue Bridge. Tells us a little something about the not-so-harmonious paths here, the competition between the east and west sides of the river. I'll come back to that in just a moment. So as I said, Solomon and Juneau established a trading post off to the port side, where today stands in Duncan, I don't know exactly where it was, but somewhere over here on the east side of the river. Now, Juneau was not the first French-Canadian fur trader to come to this area. Ojibwe, the Ho-Chunk, the Menominee, the Fox, the Sauk, the Mascoutin, many others. This really was the center of the fur trade throughout the region. For some reason, Juneau gets all the credit, maybe because he stuck around for so long. So 1818 is when Juneau established the trading post. 1830, that's when the federal government took possession of all of its land and began selling it off to the public. And there's three guys that gobbled up most of that land. We might call them founding fathers, but we're not being so generous. We'll call them land speculators. One of them, Solomon Juneau. So in the 1830s, Juneau, with some help from outside investors, purchased everything off of the port side, the east side of the river here. So off to the left here, stretching all the way to Lake Michigan. That was known as Juneau Town. Juneau set up the first streets, the first inn, really the first everything. His chief competitor, Byron Kilbourne, a Yankee surveyor from Ohio, he came in the mid-1830s. He purchased all the land on the other side of the river, so the west side, the starboard side, especially the downtown areas we just traveled through, the right side of the river here. Stretching all the way towards the we're going to be able to see the Art Museum, perhaps Milwaukee's most iconic structure. So I'm going to pause for just a moment. As we turn to the left, we'll see it off to our starboard side. Just a second. I will say, if you did not get a good view of the gas building, you might be able to see, we can't quite see it yet, but as you keep going, you might get a better view of that gas building. We were sort of talking about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take a look out to your starboard side. Perhaps Milwaukee's most iconic structure, the Art Museum. A couple different buildings here. So the building, the brown building here, the one that's on the north, the right side of this building here, that actually, the original portion of the Art Museum, built in 1957, originally designed as the War Memorial Center, designed by world famous architect, a man named Earl Saarinen. You recognize that name? Designed stuff all over the world. Perhaps most well known in the U.S. for the Gateway Arch. Now that portion of that building that's closest to the lake, that looks brand new, right? It is brand new, a brand new wing was just added on to that original building. Right now, many of the same things that make Milwaukee a great natural harbor also make it a great place to brew German lager. We got large bodies of clean, fresh water. Thinking to yourself, after what he just told us about the Milwaukee River, or maybe not the Milwaukee River, other bodies of clean, fresh water, easy access to grain and hops, plenty of ice here in the wintertime. So as a result, beer is what made Milwaukee famous. You've heard these German names, Schlitz, Pabst, Blatz, and Miller. These four names became household names nationwide thanks to Milwaukee's brewing history. At one point, Milwaukee home to 4 of the top 10 major nationally shipping brewers in the United States. Of course, this gives our Major League Baseball team its name and has helped Milwaukee residents make wonderful life decisions since the 1840s. Maybe not always. Homer Simpson said it best, beer is the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. I think we take that motto seriously here in Milwaukee. Now, Miller's the lone major brewer left in the city. You can still get a Schlitz, a Pabst, or a Blatz, but those 3 companies that all started here in Milwaukee, they've all long since been sold off. Their factories closed down. So Miller, the lone major brewer left in the city. The old German craft brewing tradition very much alive, though. Many fantastic microbreweries and craft breweries, brew pubs, all over the city, a lot of great places to get a locally made beer. All right, we are paused here before the Broadway Street Bridge. You can probably hear if you're out front, the bells clanging, and here we go. The bridge is raising, so if you're out front, you can see that bridge raise. Looks sort of like a drawbridge. the Broadway Bascule Bridge. Like I said, Bascule bridges, not exactly drawbridges. I'm not a bridge engineer, but from what I understand, it's the gears and the counterweights underneath. The bridge engineers were famous for the Milwaukee style bascule. In the early 20th century, they took what was known as the Chicago style. They changed the position of the gears slightly and really set the standard for bridge design throughout most of the first half of it. I'm going to pause here for just a moment.
The animated.
I'll tell you a little bit more about the
It's a movie.
Award.
The animated.
Yeah, great time. Hello.
Alright, so if you remember, I told you before, the historic Third Ward, over 70 historic buildings, spanning approximately 10 square blocks. So that's the area off to our starboard that fire started. Now this might have just been a routine call for the Milwaukee Fire Department, except for on that day, strong winds of up to 50 miles an hour helped spread that fire throughout the Third Ward. And in seemingly no time, the fire was out of control. All told, 440 buildings were destroyed. More than 1,900 people, mostly Irish families, left without homes. Many of the Irish left the Third Ward in the wake of the fire, soon replaced in large numbers by Italian immigrants who moved in. The Third Ward became home to a large Italian community. All right, as we turn to the right, take a look off to your port side. This is kind of cool. We saw the bridge before, but it was closed. Take a look off to your left now. You can see the Menominee River Swing Bridge is in the open position. So they've opened that bridge up. Built in 1904, that bridge still opens. Used daily. We can take a left here. They'd have to open up that other bridge as well. If we did go up the Menominee River, it would not take us very long before we ran into the Museum of the Harley-Davidson Motor Company. I do encourage you to check out the Harley-Davidson Museum. You probably won't be traveling by boat. It's on 6th Street, very easy to find. You might know this Harley-Davidson did begin here in Milwaukee. 1903, William Harley and Arthur Davidson worked together. They produced and perfected their first motorcycle. They originally worked out of a 10 by 15 foot wooden shed located on the city's north side. And if you go to the museum, they've actually marked off a space that size to allow visitors to visualize just how small that original workshop was. Pretty amazing. I do encourage you to check out the museum. More history than I can possibly share. Hey, some cool historic buildings off to our starboard side. Take a look off to the right here. One building in particular I want to tell you about. If you're out front, you can see it. The rest of us just coming into view. This red brick building. There's a silo on the side of it. The 6-story building. That silo says Milwaukee Ale House. That silo marks the location of the Ale House Brew Pub, which occupies the first 2 floors of this 100-year-old 6-story red brick building. This building, known as the Saddlery Building, once home to a saddle maker, once home to a sail maker. Here's some random trivia. I was told by another graduate student, once home to the inventor of the hula hoop. Is that true? I don't know. I'm almost afraid to find out. What if it's not? Then I don't get to say it anymore, right? Hey, take a look off to your starboard side. You see people sitting out front in front of the brew pub. You might also notice people walking up and down the Milwaukee River, taking advantage of the now much cleaner Milwaukee River. The city established a riverwalk system in 1988. This really has changed the way Milwaukee residents use the downtown. So as you can see with the brew pub there, quite a few restaurants like this have set up outdoor seating along the river. The river's become a very popular spot to enjoy a drink on a beautiful day. Of course, you guys have the best seat in the house. You're on the river itself. Doesn't get better than that. Hey, I do encourage you to take a walk on the river walk if you get a chance. You don't have to walk all 3 miles. You might enjoy it if you do. You might just want to take one section. There are 3 sections to the riverwalk system. This portion off to our starboard side, this is the Third Ward Walkway. The Third Ward Walkway actually won an award in 2007. It won the American Institute of Architecture